Simon Martel, our administrative chief resident, to talk about McGill Orthopedics. And regardless of where you match, I think all the PDs will say we are quite proud of the Canadian residency programs. I'm proud to be one of the PDs across Canada. I think we have a very robust program. I'm talking in Canada in general. And of note, I think the Americans are going to start copying the structure of how the Canadian programs are organized. So that's just a shout out for residency in Canada. We'll talk about McGill for a couple of minutes. So thank you guys for being here. So just some of the things we've done at McGill, we've gone a little formal on the front end of things. We created a mission, vision, and values statement, which helps us and our residents and our faculty on the right trajectory as things have really changed post-COVID. Context for McGill, we have 29 residents currently. We have 23 fellows. We have 5 teaching sites and 39 faculty. We just recruited a bunch, I would say about 3-4 new faculty back to McGill. So things are changing, and I think we're doing well on that front. See, there are some of our teaching sites. On the top left is the Jewish General Hospital, where it's a big arthroplasty center, as well as our foot and ankle. And one of our residents, Julien Montreuil, is going to set up shop there for complex arthroplasty and orthopedic oncology. The bottom left is our McGill site, where our level 1 pediatric trauma center is, the Montreal Children's, and attached to it over here is the Shriners Hospital. So those 2 sites are physically attached. About 10 minutes away is St. Mary's Hospital, very, very high volume arthroplasty center, a lot of upper extremity, shoulder arthroplasty, hand and wrist and elbow. And then the Montreal General Hospital is our adult level 1 trauma center, complex spine, complex oncology, limb lengthening, infection unit, orthoplastics, the huge, as we say, at a level 1 trauma center. Anything else, Simon, on the sites?
No, we have a good mix of newer modern sites and let's call them charismatic hospitals.
Old school. Simon wanted to put this in because he wanted a picture of himself in front of you all. So Simon is one of our administrative chief residents. I think it's a really nice role. We really lean on our chief and assistant residents at our program for leadership, communication skills, negotiation skills. And any shout out, Simon, on being a chief resident?
I think we have a very nice residency program committee with a representative from every cohort that actually have power to vote on some aspects of the program and in-state change. And so we're very well represented on the residency program as residents.
We got approval now. We have 2 full-time administrative coordinators, which really, really helps the residents in the residency program with time off, expenses, conferences, fellowship applications, getting a new job, and getting all that paperwork done. So that's been a huge, huge help for the program. I like this slide. This is sort of what I've been thinking about training the future of our profession. And I really try to focus on leadership and emotional intelligence with our residents. And that spills over, I think, and inspires our faculty as well, in addition to the classic resident research, orthopedic knowledge, and clinical skills. So in the process, we created a residency roadmap. And you can see here we have, the typical orthopedic knowledge and skills acquisition, research, and then leadership. So resource assessment and award. So we like to track, measure, and award some of these things. So we find we're pretty robust and comprehensive with that. Simon, you want to go ahead with some of this stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one thing that sets us apart is our educational structure in terms of academic half-day teaching and our frequent rounds. So the pivotal point of our academic structure is the academic half days. They take place every Thursday morning from 8:30 to 12. It's staff driven with the fellows often giving lectures as well. We have access to cadavers at every session. We use them about 2 to 3 times a month. And we have also a simulation center at the Shriners to help us with the simulated cases. On top of that, there's daily teaching rounds either in the morning or in the afternoon. I think on the next slide no, sorry, in 2 slides we'll have yeah, exactly, the round schedule. So you'll see that on every day of the week except for Friday, we have a different subspecialty round where we do World College style cases with the staff and the fellows. For the junior residents, it's excellent. So you can look up at your senior residents, see how they're discussing cases, the knowledge they bring to the table. And for the senior residents, it's also excellent because they can prepare for the World College OSCEs. You want to talk about your beautiful SharePoint site?
I'm a bit, I guess it's not that impressive, and probably people have this, but I was pretty proud of this as a nerd. So we leveraged our Microsoft 365 subscription at McGill and realized we have this like 25 terabyte free site. So it's like, it's sort of like a website. So we built that for the residency program and the residents. And it's just a way to share textbooks, documents, research, protocols, photos, what have you, grand round schedules across the sites. And so it's all cloud-based, and it's just a lot easier to organize ourselves because there's really just the same document being pushed around from the central site, and it's really useful for the residents. I don't know, maybe it's not groundbreaking to you, but I was pretty proud of this SharePoint site. So one of the things we created was, we have the residency program committee that every residency program in Canada has, and we created a resident research committee, and then we created a resident research award named after Dr. Ed Harvey, who's a tenured professor at McGill, and we actually track the actual output by the residents with a scoring system that weights podium talks, publications, what authorship you were. So we're really trying to track and measure and then award research output. We have increased our travel support for the residents. We've also increased our support for an AO Basic and an AO Advanced course, about $2,000 per resident, which I think has been very helpful for the residents. So we really want the residents to graduate with both an AO Advanced and Basic course. Research, we have people, faculty, basic science, Gate Lab, across the university. I mean, the research opportunities are as extensive as you want. We have a clinical innovation platform, and we're really pushing translational research across different companies, and we're actually starting a learn how to create your own company talks this year at McGill, which is exciting. Maybe Simon, finish off with our mentorship program.
Yeah, so the mentorship program is something we have for all the residents at McGill. When you join the program as an R1, you'll have a few months to get accustomed to the program, and then you can identify a mentor that will help you move forward to residency, apply for fellowships, get a job. And it's usually based on the subspecialty that interests you. Here we have Dr. Valesky, who's a foot and ankle surgeon, and she mentored Magda and Susan, who ended up doing foot and ankle as well. Also, she mentored Dr. Khoury, who's now a staff, was recruited back at St. Mary's. So for all you eager medical students, here's a brief overview of the R1 schedule if you match to McGill. So it's very similar to all the other programs since we have to do the surgical foundations training. But you still get about 5 to 6 blocks of orthopedics as an R1, and you'll get to rotate through most of our sites as an R1 as an R2. We organize a lot of social activities. We have a social representative as part of our program, and the team likes to organize some impromptu events as well. For resident retreat, it's a dedicated 24-hour block where none of the residents are on call and are able to get together to do an activity. Last year we went to Tremblant. The year before that we went White River rafting. So it's a very good opportunity to get together, and we also try to get together as much as we can for barbecues and other activities. So here's a brief list of the important dates that our program looks forward to. There's always a mix of educational activities, exams, but also bike rides, the resident retreat, and other important social activities.
Just to note, we have our internal review coming up next month and our official Royal College review coming up in 2027. These are things we're looking for in an applicant. Hard worker, leadership, curiosity, interest, team player, very important. We're still on Zoom for our interviews. There's 2 staff teams and 1 resident station. We have 2 CARM spots, and we've matched 3 visa trainees for next year. I just gave a talk on moral injury in orthopedics. So I think a lot of orthopedic faculty residents are talking about this. So we have a really good well office at McGill should you seek any support, and we're very supportive of that. We think we have a complete program. We don't send you anywhere else for extra training. We have everything in-house at McGill. There's a lot of amazing fellowship opportunities after McGill, very competitive coming out of here. Great surgeons, great teachers, and we're very proud of that. Again, we have a robust, comprehensive program in an amazing, amazing city with a diverse group of residents. Follow us on our Instagram account, and thank you everyone for your attention. I thank you guys at COSSNET.